My goodness, the year 2026 has flown. In Kasaija's language, it has really flown, and we're already into the second half and the final half of the year 2026. But welcome aboard. My name is Julie F. Nantaba, and I'm not always alone. Definitely with always my best partner in crime, and that is Robert Chirabo Nyonyintono. But we have a lot of updates coming your way, and we shall be looking at matters the Colombia earthquake. Therein, of course, we shall look at UNESCO. That says 2.4 million of Afghan girls denied access to further education in this day and age. And, of course, looking at matters Ebola in the DRC. And that will be on the global scene. We'll definitely be bringing to you what the headlines carry this early morning in all the dailies, from the New Vision to the Daily Monitor, Daily Nation, as well as the Citizen. And Robert Chirabo Nyonyintono will definitely be giving you an update of what the local scene looks like this morning. Robert, good morning.
A lovely morning to you, Judy.
How are you?
Fine.
Right.
Somehow fine.
Why somehow fine?
Well, because some youth that choose not to work yesterday invaded my place.
What?
And took off with my property.
Oh my goodness.
So after the show, my better half calls, says, well, how did you leave home? Like, I used the back end. Said, did you look at the sitting room? I said, why would I pass there? I was hurrying to do the show. Told me, well, thieves jumped over the fence, used the other exit. Come home and check.
Whoa.
So I'm not fine.
Oh, definitely so. And, that's,
and when I saw Honorable Baram Balagahara,
yes,
talking about his directives on bars, and one of the reasons he gave was that people must work. This will promote people to work, because if the bars are closed, maybe these brains will think broader. So I have no place to go to, let me look for something and work, a job to work. But also he said it will reduce criminality. Yeah. Because, Julie, we have a crop of youths who are always in these bars. Some drink. There is a bar, along Entebbe Road. People enter at night. They start drinking up to around 1.
Or beyond.
If
it's the same bar you're talking about that I know of, I remember leaving home at about 4 a.m. And it was full to the brim.
Now, what time are they going to work? And one thing I've learned, bad habits are like a comfortable bed. Easy to get into, but coming out. Now, when a person begins that lifestyle, 2 things can stop him. The grace of God, when they accept Christ as their Lord and Savior, and stick, and the Holy Spirit enables them not to go to these joints and all that. The other, prison. Now, Honorable Balam's directive, if it is implemented, it will be one of the ways of solving these issues. That a person will know that when we are there, they will arrest us and will serve some years, or the inconvenience of tontwala. That
directive brought me to think about, there is a very popular bar here in Kampala that has an arrangement called morning prep. I don't know if you know about that, but Salon Kololo somewhere, there are those who attend that bar could definitely know the morning prep arrangement, where people have to party and bar from 5 a.m. up to 2 p.m. in the middle of the day. That's the arrangement. So you might as well choose to do the night shift or morning prep. But looking at Honorable Balam Balagahara's directive, very profound at that, allowing journalists, the media, to cover all sittings at the local government level. Yes. Bars must open at 3 p.m. That is after work. And alcohol,
except weekends.
Except weekends and public holidays. And the children, that is 18 and below, must never be allowed access to alcohol. Some of these things were rather highlights for me.
But also there's something in that directive that I felt was missing. Sale of alcohol should be restricted to only licensed bars. Today, when you move around communities, why actually there is this excessive drinking? Someone has a retail shop, small shop, Mama Naka sells a few things, and there is beer inside, there is this small tots inside. So a person comes and sits at Mama Naka's bar, as if they are conversing. Then you see that there are about 4 or 5 men on the veranda there.
Yeah.
I know for one in March, India, it is a shop. Everything is there.
Yes.
But they put benches, about 2, 3.
When you say that, you remind me, in fact, now that I'm thinking about it, that the directive, when it comes to campus areas, university areas, looking back at the night time of campus, within Banda, I was at Chambogo University, and everyone who knows Banda is a very interesting environment. But in particular, we used to have a spot called Jobless Corner. And Jobless Corner that was its name, as named by the students. And it had the very same setting, you say. It had every merchandise you'd need retail, but of course it also had a lot of alcohol, and students would sit there on benches just to drink and pass time. But looking at university settings, thinking about Banda, if you come to Makerere, Chikoni, Chikumi, these settings have all those shacks, and I wonder how possible or practical it will be for settings such as those to have these areas open or start operating at 3 p.m. And remember, their main business is selling alcohol, of course, to university students who are the main consumers. Given, keep in mind that there are other dwellers who are not university students, but mostly university
And actually,
students.
those that you have talked about are selling more alcohol than even official licensed bars.
Yes.
Because those are the ones where Tata Sechitoleko will send Sechitoleko, a 5-year-old, a 6-year-old, go and buy me beer, give him an empty bottle. You know, this is good, but it lacked those. For example, how would you sell alcohol to a minor because he has been sent? What evidence do you have? I remember my first time to test alcohol in my life. We had a neighbor, may his soul rest in peace, Rotarian engineer Emmanuel Katerega.
Right.
Now we had a son called Godi, and we were neighbors and friends at that. So he sends a son to go and buy booze. We had some lady called Victor. She was in this local booze that they put in a gourd and then something. So God tells me, my parents were not there, preachers travel a lot. So tells me, escort me. But I think what Uncle Katerega took was half of what he paid for. Because along the way, and one time when the habit grew, one time we were beaten. But he didn't beat me, but God was beaten because reached somewhere and was almost empty, and I had to dilute it with some water.
Oh my goodness. Wow, what a memory. I wish this were a Thursday, but memories always keep coming no matter the day. Thank you so much for being on the show, and that leads us to the start of the first story from the updates we carry this morning.
President Yoweri Museveni witnessed the swearing in of Foreign Affairs Minister Adonia Ayebare, State Minister for Finance in charge of microfinance Shaks Kutesa Mosherere, and State Minister for Internal Affairs Wetonze Juma. The 3 ministers took oath of allegiance and oath of a minister before assuming office. In his remarks, President Museveni told the new ministers to focus on fighting corruption, strengthening supervision, and addressing inefficiencies across government institutions. He said many of the challenges affecting public service are caused by negligence and, in some cases, the direct involvement of civil servants and political leaders in corrupt practices. Museveni urged the ministers to strengthen accountability and ensure government institutions effectively deliver services to Ugandans. The president also revisited the issue of dual citizenship, linking Uganda's current legal position to the country's political history. He recalled periods of instability beginning in 1966 and during the Idi Amin regime, when many Ugandans were forced into exile and later acquired citizenship in other countries. Museveni said dual citizenship was introduced partly in response to that history, but argued that questions of royalty remain important, particularly in relation to neighboring countries. The president said Uganda continues to support deeper regional integration, including the long-term goal of an East African Federation. Internal Affairs Minister Ibrahim Kamuntu thanked young people. President Museveni therefore cited ideological development among the youth across the country as one of the ways of promoting socio-economic transformation among young people, whom he described as the nation's future. The president also urged the youth to actively participate in government programs aimed at improving their livelihoods. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development intensified efforts to equip young people with skills in various fields as part of efforts to address unemployment. The State Minister for Youth and Children Affairs, Lakisa Masi, urged the youth to leverage technology and entrepreneurship skills to improve their livelihoods. The chairperson of the National Youth Council, Daniel Ngom, said and called for increase in the budget allocation to the youth sector to enable the council to undertake major projects. Youth representatives from across the country gathered at Nsambya Gardens to deliberate on issues affecting them during their annual general meeting, which was opened by the Vice President, retired Major Jessica Alupo. Hundreds of youth have turned up at Kololo ceremonial grounds for the Day 2 physical recruitment exercise conducted by the Uganda People's Defence Forces Team 2 Kampala Extra Recruitment Team. The exercise is part of the UPDF's general nationwide recruitment drive. The UPDF is conducting a nationwide recruitment exercise targeting over 10,000 recruits, both professionals and regular officers nationwide. The Kampala exercise has attracted applicants from Kampala Central, Machindye, Nakawa, making Kololo one of the key recruitment centers serving a big catchment area. For many of the young applicants at Kololo, the exercise represents an opportunity to pursue a career in the military while also serving the country. At the desk points, applicants presented original academic documents alongside certified photocopies and valid national identity cards for screening. Those who failed to meet the required standards were turned away despite their strong desire to join the forces. Excuse me. The 2025 Auditor General's report on the Uganda Human Rights Commission indicates that only 36% of the complaints registered were investigated in 8 months and 2 years to be concluded. The chairperson of COSASE, Muwadanku Nyingi, said the report further shows that a significant number of cases remained unresolved. The report also indicates that in 2024, the Commission did not visit a single military detention facility despite the period being marked by numerous reported human rights violations. The Auditor General further observed that only 80 out of the 227 cases had been registered in the Commission's case management system. Members of the committee argued that cases that are not properly registered cannot be effectively tracked. Officials were also grilled over the Commission's failure to convene tribunals to hear and determine human rights cases. The acting secretary of the Uganda Human Rights Commission told the committee that the tribunal last sat in December 2025 at the Commission's Moroto regional offices. The commissioners were later put on oath after giving contradictory submissions before the committee. Their testimony pointed to deep divisions within the commission. Members of COSASE expressed mixed reactions to the submissions made by the Uganda Human Rights Commission commissioners. Wangadia also acknowledged the existence of disagreements within the commission and explained the measures being taken to reconcile the commissioners and restore cohesion. Well, very interesting if you watched that committee where we had the officials or commissioners from the Uganda Human Rights Commission. It was confusion.
Well, the Uganda Human Rights Commission. I think many questions linger in the sense of, if it's the Human Rights Commission, why is it that those who are current are not placed on the side to first sort out the issues, but have those active, appoint acting to continue the duties?
Do you know what the Uganda Human Rights Commission reminds me of? One time I read somewhere that a conflict resolution meeting had failed to take place because of failure to agree on a venue.
Still by the...
No. It was a conflict resolution meeting failed to sit because they failed to agree on a venue.
There's power in a venue.
Now, what happens?
When it comes to
that means, how are you then going to resolve a conflict if you can't
agree
on a venue?
Right. Very interesting at that, but we do hope all of this drama ceases and we see that the Commission continues to operate in its mandate for Ugandans. Away from the local stories, let's take a look at what the global scene has this morning. And we are starting off with matters the Colombia earthquake, following up on that earthquake where the death toll has topped 250 as rescuers race to find survivors. Rescue crews on Tuesday dug through mountains of rubble in western Colombia, shouting for quiet so that they could listen for survivors still trapped under the buildings that collapsed in this powerful earthquake. The 7.4 magnitude quake, the most devastating at that to strike Colombia this century, tore through its coffee-growing heartland early on Monday, leaving apartment blocks, homes, schools, and health centers cracked, leaning, or flattened. Many indigenous communities in the forested Pacific region of Choco, close to the quake epicenter, are still without power or basic services, complicating rescue efforts. The earthquake struck just days after the inauguration of the new president, Abelardo de Espriella, who traveled to the affected regions and promised economic support to people who lost their homes. All right, now you would be shocked that while to some degree, as we move on, to some degree, everyone has an environment here in Uganda, by the law at that, to access education, especially for the girl child, you will be shocked that there are places in this world where it's still a hard pepper. About 2.4 million girls in Afghanistan are barred from secondary school. The United Nations Cultural Agency has said, renewing its call on the Taliban government to lift restrictions on female education. UNESCO said on Tuesday that the number of girls deprived of secondary school in the country has grown by 200,000 since last year's count and could approach 4 million by 2030. Afghanistan is the only country in the world to stop girls and women attending secondary schools and universities, among multiple restrictions on women that have led the UN to accuse the country of gender apartheid. Girls were shut out of secondary schools in March 2022, while women were barred from universities in December that very same year, and months after the Taliban returned to power as the US and allied troops ended their 20-year occupation of the country. The Taliban administration also banned women from teaching boys, a measure which the UN says stripped qualified staff from the system and left boys with untrained male teachers. The agency projects a shortfall of more than 11,000 qualified female teachers by 2030, and the UN notes that the ban adds to a number of compounding issues weighing on Afghan's education system and economy.
Why did the USA leave? Because, you know, when they left, Afghanistan was left to the dogs, we may say.
But you would ask also, was the USA there for the Afghans or for themselves? That's also another question. And perhaps it's the same reasons that got them to withdraw.
Some sanity.
Right, I do agree with you on that. Now let's get to the rest, rather to Africa. That is the continent, and we're looking at the DR Congo. Therein, of course, matters Ebola. Health authorities in the Democratic Republic of Congo said on Tuesday that an outbreak of a particularly virulent strain of the Bundibujo Ebola virus currently raging in the east and northeast of the country has killed more than 2,000 people since the first case was confirmed.
2,000?
Yes, 2,000. Yeah, only 2 passed away, and they were not Ugandans.
They were imported.
They were imported cases. But in Congo, it's over 2,000. And in all, more than 4,380 infections have been recorded. Now, the current outbreak is the 17th ever recorded in the DRC, with Sania Nishtar of the Gavi Global Vaccine Alliance warning it could become the largest outbreak ever. Until now, the worst outbreak recorded in the DRC was the one that took place from 2018 to 2020, when some 3,500 infections led to 2,300 deaths. The pace of death is gathering momentum this time around, and with the virus spreading faster and exhibiting a higher mortality rate than the one of 2014 to 2016. That is the West African outbreak, the worst outbreak on record so far, which has logged 28,000 infections and more 11,000 deaths. That is in the DRC Congo. Sad story that we continue to pray and stand in prayer for our sisters and brothers and neighbors at that in the community. Robert, what headlines do we have this morning?
The New Vision has a very big headline there. Bars to open at 3 p.m. Enforcement, police move in. Local government, security ordered to enforce the rule. Now, Julie, these ones have gotten money. Don't worry, togala. You know, sometimes have good rules, good regulations, but implementation breeds corruption.
Yeah.
Then we have teachers fly flags of their schools, which teachers are there. UPDF bids farewell to 19 generals. 1,700 soldiers return home, welcome home after serving your country. And we have rice import. Traders protest restrictions. 3 ministers sworn in. And Syria sentences ex-president to death.
And meanwhile, he was sentenced in absentia.
Now, moving on, Minister Balam, that is in the Daily Monitors, issues orders on bars and alcohol. Hooray, hooray. And then senior 6 grading to change in 2028. And we have Museveni Islam's dual citizenship practice as 3 ministers take oath. Well, those and more in the dailies, in the New Vision and the Daily Monitor. But Julie will take us to the rest of East Africa.
Right, and the rest of East Africa, we are getting into Tanzania first with the Citizen therein. Government steps in over cement price hikes. Alarmed by surging cement prices and growing shortages, the government has summoned manufacturers for urgent talks as pressure mounts on builders, traders, and households. I think we're facing the same issue here, right? Now, therein is another story. Tanzania tax disclosure rule raises cybersecurity fears, and also how online shopping is driving Dar's fast-growing delivery business, but also Tanzania's youth dividend hinges on jobs, not just education. Now, a quick look at what the Daily Nation has this morning that is representing Kenya for wasted years. Who says that? It's in the Daily Nation. The picture could quite obviously tell you, but you need the detail of it, and that is for the Democracy for the Citizens Party. And ODM demands DP slot 50% share of the state posts. Looking at students wishing to change varsity courses in distress, and also 600 million job scandal suspect now eyes Kabete MP seat. All of those stories in the Daily Nation. For now, that brings us to the end of what updates we have this morning. When we get back, we're looking at another point of conversation, and that is on the real here on Good Morning Uganda. Just make sure that you save the number 0709602592. Best way to participate. Also follow at UBC TV Uganda on X, and the hashtag is UBCGNU. We'll be right back.
Live from UPC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Good morning, Uganda. Welcome aboard. You are watching UBC TV, always coming to you live from the Nile Avenue. It's a Wednesday, the 12th of August, 2026. My goodness, the year 2026 has flown. In Kasaija's language, it has really flown, and we're already into the second half and the final half of the year 2026. But welcome aboard. My name is Julie F. Nantaba, and I'm not always alone. Definitely with always my best partner in crime, and that is Robert Chirabo Nyonyintono. But we have a lot of updates coming your way, and we shall be looking at matters the Colombia earthquake. Therein, of course, we shall look at UNESCO. That says 2.4 million of Afghan girls denied access to further education in this day and age. And, of course, looking at matters Ebola in the DRC. And that will be on the global scene. We'll definitely be bringing to you what the headlines carry this early morning in all the dailies, from the New Vision to the Daily Monitor, Daily Nation, as well as the Citizen. And Robert Chirabo Nyonyintono will definitely be giving you an update of what the local scene looks like this morning. Robert, good morning.
A lovely morning to you, Judy.
How are you?
Fine.
Right.
Somehow fine.
Why somehow fine?
Well, because some youth that choose not to work yesterday invaded my place.
What?
And took off with my property.
Oh my goodness.
So after the show, my better half calls, says, well, how did you leave home? Like, I used the back end. Said, did you look at the sitting room? I said, why would I pass there? I was hurrying to do the show. Told me, well, thieves jumped over the fence, used the other exit. Come home and check.
Whoa.
So I'm not fine.
Oh, definitely so. And, that's,
and when I saw Honorable Baram Baragahara,
yes,
talking about his directives on bars, and one of the reasons he gave was that people must work. This will promote people to work, because if the bars are closed, maybe these brains will think broader. So I have no place to go to, let me look for something and work, a job to work. But also he said it will reduce criminality.
Yeah.
Because, Judy, we have a crop of youths who are always in these bars. Some drink, there is a bar, along Entebbe Road. People enter at...
John Musinguzi will personally address them. Tune in to UBC News Tonight every Monday and Wednesday for expert insights and clear explanation. Every Monday and Wednesday for expert insights and clear explanations. Boozer Commissioner.
Juko.
Yo.
What you check the shopping, man. What's your secret?
Uganda, haven't you heard of the parish development model PDM?
Yes, I did, but I thought it was just a talk.
No, Sebatia. It is real. I and a few friends together formed a circle, accessed money from the PDM, invested in a portrait project, and now things are moving.
Juko. I thought I was one of your friends.
You are.
But you left me behind.
I didn't leave you in poverty. What you do, just visit your LC2 chairperson chairperson and your parish chief, and start the process of economic transformation. Just like that. The parish development model is an initiative from the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Local Government designed to transform all lives of Ugandans for the better. PDM, my parish, my development, my life.
My question is, what is the difference between rental tax
on the lips of many Ugandans is the issue of bars opening at 3 on the lips of many Ugandans is the issue of bars opening at 3 p.m. and booze or alcohol limited to consumers, those that are 18 years or below 18 years, but they're in allowing the press to monitor
those below 18 from consumption of alcohol. Now, Julie, I want to tell consumption of alcohol. Now, Julie, I want to tell you we are losing a generation. We are losing a generation to alcohol. Go to Butabika Hospital. There is a special unit that handles rehabilitation. And rehabilitation of people who have become addicted to alcohol, to the extent that even shake, their bodies shake. When you go to these villages where we all come from, even if you are town drill, at least there is something that was a village where there is always a drunko. There is a young man who dropped out of school, who big plastic bottles that acted as a replacement. And one funny thing I don't understand about alcohol, I stand to be corrected. A person can take 5 beers and their alcoholic content, a beer which is about 5,000, I hope so, average price is 5,000.
Right.
Now, a person who takes this bottled small thing at 1,000, the alcoholic content is 75%.
And for a beer, it's 14.
And for a beer, it's 14, 16. Now, at 5,000, the alcoholic content in 5,000 is very less compared to the alcoholic content in 1,000. Now, this one who has some money takes longer to get drunk.
Yeah.
They may have to take so many beers to match up with someone who has taken 1,000. Now, we've lost a generation because they drink and they are below age. Now, this comes into... We've lost manpower. People who would sit and think and find solutions because their redress is now in booze. You know what alcohol does? It becomes a safe haven to you. When you feel stressed, when you have a misunderstanding, and because it is readily available, you rush and take. Now, any minute you wake up and you're like, I've not gotten a job, I'm a graduate, this time, Genda onyo kumwengo okekanye ku birowoozo. You know that saying? Go and drink and okakanye ku birowoozo. Now, if you don't have a time, you're going to go and with 1,000 get ekakuba, 2,000 and get. So, people are not even thinking right. People are not using their boxes properly because they find redress in alcohol. And it is available all hours. But just imagine, someone has left the bar at midnight. Someone has left the bar at midnight. They have gone home, they are sleeping or whatever time. But from, say, 7 a.m., you can hardly get alcohol up to 3 p.m. Now, that gap where you can hardly get alcohol, reality is coming to you to think better. But because now alcohol has been there, let's go to the bar. Alcohol. People, where do they get this money? Because you need money to drink. When you drink, you can't work. You're bar in, bar out, but you need money. These are the people that break into our houses. These are the thieves, some of them. These are the fraudsters. These are the phone snatchers. There are people who are waylaying people going back home because they need alcohol. Bana basiba mabara basula mabara. Where do they get the money? They drink. So this is going to curtail that. Now, going to the local government councils and sitting, transparency. One, deep ensuring that all projects that are approved, they are displayed. Ensuring that budgets are displayed. I saw one chairperson, district chairperson fighting it, saying, you see, there are so many pages. Okay, bring out the outstanding projects of this budget. Two, having the media in these sittings. Parliament is here. The journalists are always there. You know? Because people should know what is happening. I look at House in session. And there is a time I had my good time. Home. Had some. And I never saw. Well, some will say they work in committees, maybe. And there are some that became so prominent. And at time we even asked ourselves, but how come Honorable so-and-so attracts the speaker's eye out of the so many all the time? But someone told me, what are others going to say? Recently I saw one who represents me on the floor of Parliament, and his major problem was the National Cleaning Day hours should be reduced. His concern. My first time to see him on the floor of Parliament. I
believe your MP could be my MP.
He was talking Kasasiro about Kasasiro. He delivered Kasasiro about Kasasiro. You know, so it was very shocking, you know.
Interesting use of words you choose there.
No, it was Kasasiro out of Kasasiro.
Right.
Because he was talking Kasasiro out of Kasasiro. You get what I'm trying to say?
I hear you.
We need to clean and we need to shorten hours. You get what I'm saying? So it was also very complicated. Now, the media should show people. These people who crave to be your counselors. What do they do there? Do they speak? I remember one time Kawempe under a mayor called, was it Takuba something, I've forgotten. I just joined journalism. He was the mayor of Kawempe. But one time, he was a good friend of mine when he was in power. He invited me for that council sitting. And a few journalists. We saw what was happening. They were not discussing anything apart from, and actually that council many times was not sitting. The councillors, some would come, their children are sick, some would come, and then also others would have documents, and they would tell you, can you imagine? So we need the media there for transparency, but also to hold people accountable, just like UBCTV does it for you. If you're interested to know that you have Parliament in session.
Indeed.
And you can follow. Right. So these are very good measures. The biggest challenge is, however, implementation for the councils that has.
Right.
Julie, in Uganda, the more the laws are tight, the more they breed corruption. I'm not going to have my bar. And I know I have my people. I have my Basaika. You know, in Mtiana, there's that group called Basaika. Young men, I have my Bafere. I have my Koro. People that come to my joint. And for them, they by 10 a.m., they have come. And they drink a lot of money. Now you come to close or arrest them.
Yeah.
It will be very hard.
That picture there depicts what you're talking about of 10 p.m. Chiba Chikuteyo. Now,
10 a.m., leave alone p.m., 10 a.m.
Yeah,
These brokers of vehicles, broker.
Yeah.
These are Bafere, you know Bafere? The callers, and there's a group of Ugandans that are fraudsters.
Right.
They make money. So they will be there. And are you going to allow your clients to be taken?
What is your view on the local government minister's directive banning bars from opening before 3 p.m. on working days? Share your opinion, 0709602592. And that is to WhatsApp, X-handle at UBCTV Uganda, and the hashtag is UBCGMU. Now, Robert, allow me look at some of the mixed reactions that different people came through with regarding that directive, but definitely we'll also be engaging your views, your comments in just a bit as you continue to share them to our WhatsApp, that is at 0709602592, and X-handle as well at UBCTV Uganda. Now, different reactions came through from dealers, bad dealers, MPs, members of... shared his 2 cents. He said that the issue of drinking hours and licensing should be comprehensively regulated by Parliament. And if there are any local aspects of it, then there should be local ordinances passed by district councils. So the minister has no legislative powers over these matters. So instead of issuing directives, he should encourage the local government to pass these regulations. Now that is from a mind, from a legal perspective.
And I've ever seen that one time I was in northern Uganda, some years back, and I found prisoners, I don't remember the uniform they were putting on. So I asked, why do these people have different... In Uganda, I think, was I in Amda? I don't remember the district, years have passed. But I witnessed this, where the district sat, I think it was Gulu. Was it Mapenduzi? I think Gulu had some chairperson trying
LC5.
Yes, LC5.
That must have been, which year? And I remember the years of Mapenduzi.
Yes, I think it was the times of Mapenduzi. And they had passed. So they found these fellows in a bar. And when you were found there, you'd be arrested. And they were sentenced and they were in prison. However, their sentences were not for a long time. 3 months, 6 months, like that. But of course, a day in a prison cell or a police cell.
That's the University of Understanding.
Is a year or 1,000 years out.
Indeed. Looking at more reactions, we do have the MP, Buwamba County, Richard Gafabusa. He said, first and foremost, he's a member on the Parliamentary Committee on Trade. And he said that he recounted the time the Tororo woman MP Sarah Opendi tried to push for a bill that was rejected to regulate bar opening times and limit sales as well as advertising of alcohol in a bid to cut down consumption. But it failed, and this is Obendi's bill that was rejected. It was titled the Alcoholic Drinks Control Bill 2023 and had proposed a 10-year jail term or a 20 million shilling term.